It's the Morning Pittsburgh Sports Report. Guy Junker, Ken Laird, Steelers with 2 preseason games in the books, Guy. Positives and negatives that come out of the second one. There were some positives and were some negatives. Obviously, the Chris Rainey offense continues to evolve here. He also fumbled the football once, but pretty clear they're going to try to use this guy as much as he can handle.
Yeah, and as you and I were talking before we came on, probably using him more now than they will in the regular season. 1, because they have to, because so many other bodies are injured, and 2, because they want to see what he's capable of doing. You try to get him the ball 10, 15 times in a preseason game, so you know what you could think you can get out of him if you get it to him 4 or 5 times in a regular season game. I mean, any football game is going to have positive and negatives. To me, it doesn't seem like there's any injuries coming out of this one. That's the number one positive. They did play better than they did, slightly. For a while, it looked like they were going to lose their back in the second game, 24-23. How odd would that be? Not that the final score is the biggest thing that you're looking for, but I think clearly they played better than they did against the Eagles, and as I said, nobody got hurt.
Played a little longer on defense. No injuries in the game, and the news before the game that Stevenson Sylvester, one of their depth linebackers, has an MCL sprain. He's out for a few weeks. In and of itself, it's not a huge blow, but
unless Larry Foote gets hurt.
Yeah, unless Larry, and it means Sean Spence will have to play more. It's another rookie besides Rainey they'll be throwing into the mix, but also an outside linebacker, Chris Carter, again last night, and you're getting the sense that Carter may have to start the season. I mean, yeah. James Harrison goes under the knife last week, so they've got some new faces that they're going to be relying on, that's for sure.
Well, if James Harrison were held, I mean, you got inside guys and outside guys, but just pure across the board linebacker-wise, you got depth issues now. That's the problem. Yep. And even some of the guys can shift from one position to another, but you're starting to get to a point where you might have a lot of people playing out of position or a lot of backups playing, and it's just another nail depth-wise. But 3 to 4 weeks. If it's on the light side of that 3 weeks, he might be back for the second game of the regular season.
He might. Peyton Manning, though, I think will be looking to see what kind of pressure they can show. They've been pretty vanilla on defense so far, but I'm sure LeBeau will have some packages. I mean, even Andrew Luck yesterday, when he's got time to throw.
Pretty impressive, don't you think? Yeah, he threw some picks, but he hung into the second quarter. It's 2 games in a row. He's led, I think, a total of 5 touchdown drives now in about 4 quarters of play.
And Ike Taylor did have the interception. That's one of the big positives that Ike hung onto the football. But
he'll be talking about that on these very airwaves coming up.
He will, the Ike Taylor show on Tuesdays. But if you give a quarterback time, he's going to pick you apart. And Peyton Manning, I'm sure in week 1 with the Broncos on the other side, that'll be a big story of the game, whether Chris Carter and the LeBeau defense can draw some things up to get after him. If not, it could be a long day. Let's face it.
Yeah, and you're going to be, without Ryan Clark in the first game in Denver, just another, personnel issue you got to deal with defensively. It's like he's hurt for the opener, too.
Well, to Buffalo for the preseason game that matters the most this Saturday. We'll be discussing it all week. Hope you could join us at Trib Live Radio, triblive.com. Guy Junker and Ken Laird, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12:30.